What's up, guys? Today's lesson is on these little goobers, the spotted garden eel. What's funny is that I've actually liked these guys for a while, but I never thought about them until now whenever I was like, what animal should I do next? The spotted garden eel's scientific name is Heteroconger hasi. The genus Heteroconger can be separated into two parts. Heteros in Greek meaning other or different, and conger in Latin referring to the typical conger eel. So, if you combine these meanings, it can be interpreted as different from other congers, since it isn't really a conger eel, it's a garden eel.
Wow, thanks, Captain Obvious.
The species hasi comes from the Austrian biologist Hans Haas, who also pioneered the making of underwater documentaries. As for the common name, spotted comes from, it spots, duh, I'm not stupid, and garden comes from how massive colonies of them poke out the seafloor like sprouting plants, swaying like grass due to the ocean current. If you've ever seen a spotted garden eel at an aquarium, you'll know it's a decently small creature, growing up to 60 inches with a diameter of just half an inch. As such, with this thinness and short length, the eel probably weighs the same as a pencil but longer, being around an ounce or so. The spotted garden eel has a whitish body covered in small black spots, but it also has 3 bigger black patches found along both sides of its body, one by the gill openings, one by the pectoral fins, and one at the base of its tail, though not visible in my drawing, but it would be around there. When they're young though, their bodies are completely black, so they get whitewashed as they grow older. Its big yellow eyes might also be pretty noticeable too, and with how close they are to its big mouth, the spotted garden eel's head looks pretty tiny, even compared to its small body. It does have pretty good eyesight, but maybe that's to be expected, having big eyes for its body, letting them spot food and predators. There are differences between males and females, meaning the species is sexually dimorphic. Males are generally a lot bigger than females, and their jaws stick out further. Okay, so there's 2 paths I'll give you here. This means either that the crimson chin, or they have a caveman jaw.
The interpretation is up to you. You alone hold the power to believe this eel looks cool or stupid.
Or actually, maybe you think the crimson chin and the caveman jaw are both stupid, so there's only one path. The result is the same. And it's that I think you're stupid, because I like the crimson chin. You just got hit with that illusion of free choice thing. That's you, except the end result is that you're stupid and I'm not. Wah 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 wah. The spotted garden eel is found in the warmer waters of the Indo-Pacific, seen from the eastern coast of Africa, including the Red Sea, to Japan, Indonesia, Australia, and Micronesia. In these parts of the sea, it can be found in colonies on sandy flats and slopes bordering coral reefs, at depths ranging from 7 to 45 meters. Sometimes, these colonies are in areas dense with seagrass, allowing for a bit of camouflage due to how both the eels and seagrass sway with the currents, and how thin and small the eels are. Now you might be wondering, do they live in their burrows forever? Yep, pretty much. To get into its burrow, the spotted garden eel first makes its body stiff by tightening its muscles, then drives its now hard pointed tail into the sand. Once they get deep enough, it'll start wiggling its dorsal fin to push the sand out of the burrow. Then finally, it coats the sand walls with the mucus or slime secreted from its body in order to cement the grains of sand together, preventing its burrow from collapsing. Now that its home is completely built, the eel can now escape predators by retreating back into its burrow tail first, and once it's safe, it can extend a bit of its body back out head first and eat. However, I did say they pretty much live in their burrows forever. Not always. Although the spotted garden eel rarely leaves its burrow once finished, it can move its burrow closer to its mate during the breeding season until physical contact can be made between them. Aww, so cute. Alright, so, this feeding habits section of the video is going to be very short. The spotted garden eel's diet consists of whatever drifting zooplankton it can catch from the current. It's for this reason that all eels in a colony normally face the exact same direction, into the ocean current. Told you this part would be short.
Just like my...
Anyway, during the mating season, like I said earlier, males and females can move their burrows closer to each other. When mating, they'll stretch out and reach across each other, intertwining their bodies to spawn. If there's another male or males near their mate though, the mating male will be protective of the female, even biting other males.
Go away.
After mating, because spotted garden eels are pelagic spawners, the female will release her now fertilized eggs out into the current. The eggs would then float in the open waters until they hatch, becoming little, basically transparent garden eel larvae. The larvae will continue to float around until they grow big enough to settle to the seafloor, to which all the black juveniles will dig their own burrows to live in for basically the rest of their lives. According to the IUCN Red List, the spotted garden eel is classified as a least concern species. I couldn't find any info from my sources on the threats they face, But climate change and pollution probably affect them in some way. It always does. In the meantime, I guess I can talk about their predators. That's kind of interesting. Despite the fact that the spotted garden eel's impeccable defense, retreating into its burrow, is pretty effective, some of its predators have ways around it. For example, the snake eel is known to make its own burrows right under the garden eels before attacking them tail first. The triggerfish, on the other hand, straight up uses brute force to get them, diving right into the sand and snatching the garden eel from its burrow. But anyway, that's about it for today's lesson. Subscribe for more fish facts, and I'll see you next time.
I'm gonna get you.